Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the TTVNEWS with some last events in our province, and here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, at the recent regular meeting in September, the People's Committee of the TayNinhTV Province agreed to assign the Department of Land Investment to complete the draft resolution stipulating criteria for deciding on bidding to select investors to implement investment projects using land. Specifically, the Department of Land Investment to complete the draft resolution stipulating the criteria for deciding on bidding to select investors to implement investment projects using land to invest in the construction of urban areas with mixed-use functions, synchronizing technical infrastructure system and the social infrastructure with housing according to the provision of the law on construction to build the new or renovate and embellish urban areas, the rural residential area projects in the province. According to the draft, when deciding to bid for this content, it is necessary to fully meet the criteria. In accordance with the planning of TayNinhTV Province for the period of 2021 to 2030 with a vision to 2050, approved in decision number 1736, dated December 29, 2023 of the Prime Minister, in accordance with the land use planning approved by the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province. In accordance with the Urban Development Program of TayNinhTV Province to 2030 approved by the People's Committee of TayNinhTV Province and the Housing Development Program of TayNinhTV Province approved by the People's Committee of the Province also. Having a land use area of 20 hectares or more for urban areas or 5 hectares or more for rural residential areas not subject to land use rights option and prescribed in Article 125 of the 2024 Land Law. And this will be one of the contents presented at the upcoming thematic sections of the Provincial People's Council. And according to the authorities, the underground water levels in the exploitation areas tend to decrease compared to the previous years. Currently, TayNinhTV Water Supply and Drainage Joint Stock Company has a water supply system in 7 overnight districts and cities in the province, of which there are 2 sources to get water to supply the people. The first source is taken from Yoting Lake water source to supply water to the areas of TayNinhTV City, Hoa Thanh Thao, Châu Thanh Thao, and Yumen Châu district also. The second source is from the groundwater exploitation source, supplying water to the urban areas of Hoa Thanh, Bến Cầu, Gò Dầu, Trảng Bàng, and part of Châu Thanh Thao. In the first 6 months of 2024, TayNinhTV Water Supply and Drainage Joint Stock Company exploited an average of about 11,945 cubic meter per day and night of groundwater, and an increase of 1,600 cubic meter per day and night compared to the same period. And through the exploitation process, the company assessed that the quality of groundwater in some area has a tendency to decline, and the water level of the exploited wells is deeper than previous year. Implementing decision number 920 of the Provincial People's Committee issued on May 8, 2024, approving the list of restricted areas for groundwater exploitation. TayNinhTV Water Supply and Drainage Company is coordinating with the Department of Natural Resources and Environment to determine the plan and roadmap for implementing the measures to restrict the groundwater exploitation for some exploitation works according to the regulations. And on the afternoon of September 7 of 2024 at the TayNinhTV Radio Television Station, the press conference for the program Search for MC Kid Talents of 2024 Season 6 took place. Attending the event, there was Mr. Bùi Tuấn Hải, Deputy Director of Provincial Department of Education and Training, and Mr. Vũ Xuân Trường, Director of the TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station, head of the organizing committee of the competition, sponsors, and young talents who won the prizes in the previous seasons. At the press conference, Mr. Võ Văn Quý, Deputy Director of the TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station, said that continuing to promote the success of previous seasons, especially the season 5 in TayNinhTV and Ho Chi Minh City, this year, TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station continues to coordinate with Thi Thao Training and Entertainment Company Limited with Skill Brand to organize the program Season 6 to create a useful playground for the children with the hope that they will have the opportunity to explore and develop their talents, communication skill, and also public speaking skill. The 2024 program was launched at the primary and secondary schools in TayNinhTV province, Ho Chi Minh City, and other provinces in the southern region. The candidates will go through preliminary rounds in September and then participating in the similar finals in October, and the final round is expected to be held on the evening of November the 17th of 2024 at the radio and television station, broadcast live on the airwaves of the stations. And at the press conference, the leaders of the radio and television station, leaders of TTVNEWS Entertainment Company Limited, with Skill Brand signed a cooperation agreement to organize the program Shot for Talented MC Kids of 2024 Season 6. And according to the 2024 plan, TayNinhTV province aims to plan for 700 hectares of new spatial use and protected forest. And by August of 2024, the Forest Management Board have been actively reviewing land funds, preparing design documents, estimates, and preparing seedlings for afforestation. In addition, the forest owners are implementing the first stage of care for an area of 955.6 hectares of protective and special use forest. Care for schedule not only helps to protect the forest ecosystem, but also ensure that planted forests develop well, contributing significantly to climate regulation and water resource protection and biodiversity also. The province currently has more than 66,490 hectares of forest, including more than 46,600 hectares of natural forests and nearly 20,000 hectares of planted forests. In addition to assigning management and protection units, the entire area has now been assigned to individuals and households to protect and prevent forest fires. It is an effective solution to increase the community participation in the forest management and creating conditions for the people to both protect the forests and develop their livelihoods. And ladies and gentlemen, Hanoi Central Hospital of Under 2 Stomatology has just successfully performed the surgery on a 13-year-old patient with the nasopharyngeal cancer. And so that not only did it bring life to the child, but also help her realize her dreams of returning to school. Diagnosed with the mucinous epithelioid nasopharyngeal cancer in April of 2021, when the child was only 11 years old. After undergoing many treatments, it was not effective. Over the past years, the child's tumor has developed rapidly to stage 4 with metastasis to the lymph nodes on both sides of the neck, on the background of the blood clotting disorders, causing destruction of the child's face. A quick hospital-wide consultation took place at the Central Hospital of Under 2 Stomatology, and decided that surgery was the only option to give the patient a chance to live. The child is still at the school age. Microsurgery using a fibula blast to compensate for the defects, and based on the medical literature and the medical equipment, and with the modern equipment as well as the technology and science, we can have the surgery and with the safe process to the patient. And the surgery is very worrying because at all the medical facilities they cannot choose, but have to choose the surgery, and at this age, cutting so widely is not easy and also dangerous and risks for causing the fatal life to the children. And this is very difficult for other facilities, especially without any modern equipment to do it well. An extremely difficult surgery lasting for 12 hours took place with the participation of more than 30 doctors and nurses who performed the cutting of 2 to 3rds of the face, to press on the lymph nodes, cut the tumor to maximum, and reconstruct the upper jawbone. And although there is a lot of experience in microsurgery techniques to reconstruct the jawbone using fibular flaps, this is a very special case that the doctors have never encountered before. This is a very special case that I have ever encountered and solved the problem for the young patient like this, and we have concentrated, and all of we have to pay attention to a limit thing and smallest thing to make the surgery successful. The patient is now stable after the surgery and has had the endotracheal tube removed and can eat orally. The surgery basically removed the entire cancerous mass, reconstructing the upper jawbone with a permanent muscle flap, and it is also the most special case with the largest medical staff mobilized here. From the 2024 to 2025 school year, the 5-year preschool children in public schools are exempted from Tilton phase. This is the content clearly stated in the official dispatch on the implementation of revenues in the education and training sector for the 2024 and 2025 school year issued by the Ministry of Education and Training. Accordingly, on 5-year preschool children are exempted from Tilton phase from September the 1st of 2024, and previously, the supported group was 5-year-old preschool children in extremely disadvantaged villages or hamlets, communes in the region 3 ethnic minority and mountainous areas, extremely disadvantaged communes in coastal and island areas according to regulations of competent authorities. At the same time, the Ministry of Education and Training also requests ministry, central agencies, the People's Committee of Provinces and centrally run city to direct relevant agencies, units, and educational institutions to strictly implement the regulations on revenue in the field of education and training for the 2024 and 2025 school year.
On the afternoon of September 6, at the People's Committee of Tân Đông Commune, Tân Châu District, the Standing Committee of Tân Châu District Youth Union, accompanied by Miss Nguyễn Thị Ngọc Châu and 247 Israel Joystock Company, organized the program Transferring Sunshine and Love. The program presented 80 bicycles and 22 scholarships to students of Tân Đông Primary School and Tân Hà Primary School, with a total cost of up to 150 million Vietnam dong. In addition, the program also included an exchange activity with Miss Ngọc Châu. On the occasion of the Mid-Autumn Festival, Miss Nguyễn Thị Ngọc Châu and 247 Israel Joystock Company also presented meaningful gifts, bringing joy and encouragement to the children.
And ladies and gentlemen, according to the statement of the National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting, at about 7 p.m. on September 7, the storm number 3 had made the landfall in the Northeast region with an intensity of level 9 gusting to level 12. The consequences of that is that the natural disaster reached level 4 in the northern bay and coastal waters and mainland of Quảng Ninh, Hải Phòng, level 3 in the southern bay and coastal water and mainland of Thái Bình, Nam Định, Ninh Bình, and Thanh Hóa provinces. And given the complex and dangerous developments of this storm, on the morning of September 7, the Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà chaired an online meeting with the localities and directly urged and directed the forecasting of the storm number 3. According to Mr. Mai Văn Kim, Director of National Center for Hydrometeorological Forecasting, due to the influence of the storm's circulation, many areas on the mainland in the northeast region were clearly affected on the morning of September the 7th. The coastal areas of Quảng Ninh, Thái Bình, Nam Định have the strong winds from now until the evening day, and that is around 8 p.m. and the strongest wind time is from around 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The strongest intensity can reach level 7 to 8, gusting to level 11. The coastal areas of Vietnam will gust up to level 11, 12, so if this time according to the forecast, gust up to level 14, and then the sea dike is a high risk. And dike breaks at weak points are not many, but the most fear is the dike overflow. And regarding the heavy rain situation from September 7 to morning of September 9 in the northern region and Thanh Hóa province, there has been a widespread heavy rain with a total rainfall ranging from 100 to 350 mm and some places over 500 mm, and due to the influence of the wide storm circulation in the northwest region, from Nghệ An to Thừa Thiên Huế, it is necessary to be on guard against the risk of thunderstorm, tornadoes, and strong gusts of wind. Right now, the special agencies forecasting water resources and forecasting the oceanography. Right now, you need to coordinate update earlier about every 2 hours or 1 hour, and if possible, faster, requesting the relevant ministry and branches. We should strengthen the spirit of vigilance, focus on direction and resolute at a high level, and we need to have the measures to maintain the direction of the operation work. And the Prime Minister proposed to establish a local steering committee for Subzone 3 located in Hải Phòng City, and we direct for the protection the peoples and also the property against the storm number 3. And at the meeting, the expert also recommend that the people in the coastal provinces of Quảng Ninh, Hải Phòng, Thái Bình, and Nam Định, Ninh Bình, the places directly affected by the storm circulation, absolutely do not go out during the heavy rain and strong winds. For the mountainous provinces and cities in the northern Midlands and Thanh Hóa region, which are places facing the risk of flooding, flash floods, landslides, organizing immediate evacuation of the people and property when safety is not guaranteed. And after making landfall in Quảng Ninh province, storm number 3 caused heavy rain and winds, causing many trees to fall down, many houses to have their roofs blown off. Although there is no official information about the damage, the rain and wind caused many trees to fall and 4 cement ships in Cô Tô district sank. Some localities suffer local power outages, such as Cô Tô, Vân Đồn, Hạ Long, etc., and some vehicles were slightly damaged due to their roofs and windows being blown off by the wind. Previously, the authority has evacuated thousands of households in the high-risk areas to safe places to avoid the storm. At the same time, the people were advised to limit going out of their homes and vehicles to limit the traveling on the road to avoid being affected by the storm number 3. And the Ministry of Transport just issued an urgent dispatch on proactively responding to storm number 3 and overcoming the consequences of post-storm floods.
The Ministry of Transport had just issued an urgent dispatch on proactively responding to storm number 3 and overcoming the consequences of post-storm floods. Accordingly, the Ministry of Transport requests has units under the Ministry of Departments of Transport of provinces affected by storm number 3 to continue to strictly implement the instructions in the dispatches of the Ministry of Transport on focusing on responding to storm number 3 in 2024. Repair human resources, means machinery and materials to be ready to respond to storm and post-storm floods, overcome the consequences of natural disaster according to the motto for on-site, including on-site command, on-site forces, on-site means and materials, and on-site logistics. In particular, it is necessary to pay attention to ensuring the safety of people and vehicles participating in responding to storms, rain, and floods. Relevant agencies and units also need to organize 24/7 duty and report regularly.
And ladies and gentlemen, the General State Office has just announced that the economic data for August and the first 8 months of the 2024. Accordingly, following the recovery momentum of the previous month, our country's economy continues to have many positive signals in which many macro indicators remain stable and greater momentum for the implementation of the growth target for the whole year. According to the General Statistics Office, in the past 8 months, the macroeconomy has been basically stable, inflation has been controlled, and major balances have been ensured. The Consumer Price Index (CPI) in the first 6 months increased by 4.04% over the same period last year, within the control level according to the National Assembly target. State purchase revenue in the first 6 months is estimated to increase by 17.8% over the same period last year. Agricultural production maintained a good growth momentum. Industrial production continued to grow positively. Many areas such as attracting foreign direct investment and international tourists have all grown strongly. The exports are also very good. We continuously had a trade surplus in July and continuously had a high trade surplus in August, up to 19.07%, and I think that the growth forecast of the third quarter will reach target in the scenario set out in the resolution number 1, which is from 6.2 to 6.7%. Up to this point, the main driving force for the best growth is exports, and behind that is the recovery of many industries, including the processing and manufacturing industry. The active participation of the government, ministries, and enterprises and the public investment has maintained its momentum. Statistics also show that the business registration situation in the past 8 months has shown signs of recovery and positive changes, and the number of enterprises entering and re-entering the market reached more than 168,000 enterprises. However, Expo also noted that the average registered capital per enterprise reached nearly 9 billion Vietnam dong and lower than the average level of the first 6 months of the year in the 5 years of 2019 to 2023. This still reflects a more cautious mentality about the business investment plans of enterprises and the difficulty in accessing capital. And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.